welcome back. Now today we're going to touch a little bit on rugby, okay? But before we get started, let's warm up. Now the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is run around as fast as you can, whether it's inside or out. Now make sure your spatial awareness, so make sure you're looking what's around you, okay? So try not to run into anything. And then when I say change direction, whichever way you're running, you need to change direction and go the opposite way. Are we ready? Start running! Run, run, run as fast as you can. And change, so go the opposite direction for me. And change your opposite direction for me. And change. And change. Now we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to jump. So your 2 feet are jumping, okay? Ready? Jump. And change. And change. And change. And change. And change. Well done. Now for the next part, you do need a rugby ball, but if you haven't got one, don't panic. You can find yourself a teddy bear and you'll do the trick as well, okay? Now, before we get started, does anyone know what shape a rugby ball is? If you know, shout it out for me. Now, if you didn't know, this is an oval shape, okay? That's what a rugby ball usually is, it's an oval shape. Now, does anyone know how many hands we have on this ball? Do you think it's just the one hand? Or do you think it might be two? Now, when we're holding, needs to be 2 hands on that rugby ball for me, okay? Now what we're going to practice is you're going to hold your 2 hands on this rugby ball or your teddy, and we're going to run around, and when I say score, you're going to keep those 2 hands on that ball and then pretend you're scoring a try by slamming it down onto the floor. But keep those 2 hands on, because sometimes if you do this, it's going to run away from you, okay? So make sure those 2 hands stay down when you're scoring a try, okay? Now, I would recommend doing this outside. If you are indoors though, please ask permission and please make sure you're looking what's around you, okay? So make sure you ask a grown-up before you start. But let's get going. Get your hands, 2 hands on that ball for me, or onto your teddy. Ready, start running for me. Use lots of space. And score. Well done. Pick it back up, start running again for me. And score. Well done. Pick it back up, start running again for me. Now if you can, start moving your arms side to side while you're running. And score. Well done. Pick it up again. And score. Lovely. Well done. Now the next part, you do need to have someone from your household, so whether that's siblings or any grown-ups, ask them if they want to join in, because this time we're going to practice some passing, okay? Now when we're passing, you keep those 2 hands again on that ball for me. Then you're going to raise your elbow slightly, and as if this is coming from your chest, and then you aim it to your partner opposite you, okay? Ready? So elbow slightly up from the chest, and you pass. When you start getting the hang of this, what you can start to do is you're going to count 5 passes, and if you don't drop it in 5 passes, the 2 of you take 1 big step backwards, and then you do 5 again. If you do it without dropping the ball, you take another step back, okay? So we'll demonstrate and then you have a practice. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you're at your maximum, so you can't get any further apart, you start passing and see how many you can get up to without dropping the ball. So you go 1, 2, 3 and see how high you can get. And then make sure you try from the other side as well, okay? So you come back in together and try from your other side. So you pass in from your other side. So again, elbows up from the chest, aim and pass. And then the same from that one. You could do 5 passes and then take a step back. And then as you come to, you can't get any further away, you keep passing until it drops on the floor. So make sure you have lots of practice and make sure you do your stretches. Now you know the ones that we like to do sometimes. Your hand goes across your chest, your other hand just after your elbow and bring it in. And then with the legs, you bend your knee, hands up to your toes. If you struggle, hand on your ear or lean on something next to you, or you can even ask your brother or sister if you can lean on them. Well done. Give yourselves a big clap.